Good morning. Welcome to Undisputed. I'm Jenny Taft with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. As always, good to see you guys. How are you doing today?
Yep. Imitation is the highest form of flattery, Jenny. See what I got on this party? Somebody else copying my style.
Oh, really? A preemptive strike trying to disqualify the fact you have no tie on, and I've never worn a tie in my history on television. So imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Don't wear a tie. You never take a tie.
I don't play for ties.
Yeah, you caught the bail.
I don't play for them. I play for dubs.
That's a lot of...
My restaurant only serves dubs. Yours is all about L's.
40 times
restaurant.
a year, times 4. You caught a bunch of L's.
Yeah. You know, all I know for sure is Kyrie is coming for your man right now. Here we go.
There you go.
It really is. We'll see how you handle that no-tie look today, Shannon. Let's talk about the latest with the NBA to start the show. Patrick Beverley said that if LeBron decides to play, then the season would continue. And according to reports, LeBron does not think playing games will hinder the move for social change. But we still haven't heard from him the past few days. Kyrie Irving, though, is sticking to his opinion that play should not resume. Kyrie and Lakers guard Avery Bradley are leading a players' coalition voicing their concerns about the season resuming. So, Shannon, is Kyrie challenging LeBron's leadership here?
No, I don't believe he is. I don't think he can because he doesn't have enough years. He doesn't have enough accomplishments in the NBA to challenge someone of LeBron's ilk. Skip, what is happening here with Kyrie Irving? And I don't know, maybe it was the crisis that we've seen unfold over the last little over 3 weeks, is that Kyrie Irving is saying for 400 years, our cries have been unheard. Our tears have gone unwiped. And no light has been shined on us bright enough for someone to see us. And so this is a moment. You know, there's a saying in politics, Skip, never let a great crisis go to waste. And Kyrie Irving is saying, there is something going on that we've got a groundswell of support.
Yep.
And I'm afraid that if we go back and start playing basketball, all of that will be for naught. People will forget George Floyd. People will forget the Walter Scotts, the Eric Gardners, the Terrence Crutchers, Sandra Bland. And I don't want that to happen.
Yep.
But and I believe LeBron is saying, Kyrie, right now we're kind of out of sight. Yes, the protest is going on, but they don't see us talking about this issue. And not everybody that we're trying to reach, they are not on social media. I believe if you get in this bubble, and now guys are going to talk about it all the time, Skip, I don't believe you will have a game in which somebody wins or loses that they don't bring up. Yes, this game is important. Sad we lost, happy we won. But there are bigger things than basketball currently going on in our country. And our hearts go out to those that are suffering and continuing this fight. I believe two things can be true. I believe that you can play basketball and you also can protest, Skip, and you can lead a rally of protest. But what they can do is, like the money that these guys can make, they can go back and help their communities. They can donate to worthy causes. If a locker room, if sports are a microcosm of society, the NBA is divided right now because you got a certain segment of the players that want to go play, a certain players in the NBA that said, hold up, wait a minute. It's just like American society, Skip. That's just the way it is. I don't think this is a power play on Kyrie, Skip. I don't know when it happens. And you don't really know when things happen in a person's life that make them say, you know what? This is bigger than the game of basketball. People will dribble basketballs one day.
Yep.
I'm not certainly sure that we'll ever have a moment where we have the world's undivided attention.
Nope.
Not just the U.S., Skip. I'm talking about the world. Because we've never seen anything like this before, Skip. There have been a lot of unarmed black men and women killed in America. And I don't know if we've ever seen the groundswell of support around the world like this.
No.
And Kyrie doesn't want that moment to go to waste.
He does not.
LeBron is saying, Kyrie, I promise you, it will not go to waste. We're gonna keep our foot on the gas. We're gonna keep the pressure on. But, Kyrie, what you're trying to do, you're not going to unrace 401 years in 4 months. Yes, there are going to be some changes, Skip. Yes, you can say, okay, no chokeholds, and they're going to have to get this qualified immunity done away with, Skip. But you're going to have to get people in office also, voted into office, that have your vested interest in mind so you can, look, this is what we did now. You said this is what you're going to do. We're holding you to it. And that's what LeBron's point is. LeBron says we can do two things. Kyrie doesn't believe you can do two things. Kyrie believes that this opportunity will go to waste if they were to start playing basketball. I'm not necessarily sure I agree with that, but I understand his point of view.
what amazing times we're in. Here we go again with something that is groundbreaking, something I could not have ever envisioned in my lifetime happening. We have a segment of NBA players, let's play,
right,
and a growing groundswell of another segment of NBA players who say we cannot play right here, right now. We got air conditioning on, all my papers are going to get blown off the desk. This has never happened in the history of Undisputed. It's happening. God, I hear you. I hear you.
See?
God is saying,
about to catch that air.
Right,
No, it's about to go out the window.
So, as I said yesterday, my head is with LeBron on this. LeBron wants to play, and I don't blame him I don't condemn him for that. And we need him to play, and I'm just being honest about this. Our livelihood, this show depends on them playing and the NFL playing games sooner than later.
Right.
And yet, oh God, never seen anything like this before. I don't think I'm going to be able to function here. Okay. And yet, my heart is with Kyrie and this players coalition because I love everything they're saying.
Right.
They sent yesterday to ESPN the equivalent of a manifesto.
Yeah.
It was blazing hot about, it started with COVID. You know, it's just too dangerous to play with COVID. But then it went. And when it went, it really went. And it went on and on and on to the point it said that we will not just shut up and play to distract us from what this whole system has been about, use and abuse. He's saying, don't let them use you to go entertain them and distract them from the issue at hand.
Right.
The door has swung open.
Yep.
It's time.
Yep.
Seize the day.
Right.
It's a new day. Maximize it. Don't let it slip away. Don't go to sleep on it.
Right.
Don't go right back to doing what we were doing before. So Kyrie drummed up 100 players worth of support on Friday night. Obviously, LeBron did not participate in that Zoom call, whatever it was. And then they had another one yesterday that ESPN reported had 60 players involved, but also had John Carlos involved from the '68 Olympics. And for our younger viewers, don't remember, obviously, John Carlos and Tommy Smith.
Yes, Tommy Smith.
Yes, they on the medal stand, they raised black glove fisted, you know, and the black power salute. And it cost them both the rest of their careers. You could argue. You could argue. But they had John Carlos on the call to talk about what he went through and what a great time, what an opportunity you have right now.
Right.
So not only is it Kyrie, but two of LeBron's teammates, Avery Bradley, Dwight Howard, are very much involved in this movement as far as I know. That's what's been reported. Dwight tweeted about this. Avery Bradley doesn't even have social media accounts, but according to ESPN reports, he is a driving force, a quiet storm behind the scenes with the Lakers. And also in this movement, according to Kyrie in this manifesto, lots of entertainers are involved. Lots of WNBA players are involved. So it's a mass movement of now is our time. Let's unite and seize it.
Right.
So to me, you say, is it a threat? Well, I'm not sure yet because I got to see what happens, but it's a potential threat because I'm going to guess that right now, more Americans are on the Kyrie coalition side than are on the LeBron side.
Yes.
And by the way, there was a quote, an anonymous quote yesterday on ESPN about LeBron, for what it's worth, and I agree with the sentiment of this quote. LeBron is going to make sure every game is played in Orlando because they could have such a huge impact on his legacy. Well, clearly, I'm just stating the obvious here. The Lakers are really good.
Right.
They got the best record in the West. They have a legit shot, maybe the odds-on shot to win this championship in this sprint to the finish line. LeBron is finishing his 17th year, so clearly, wouldn't you agree he does need to play basketball?
Well,
I mean, isn't that a sort of a pressing need for his legacy?
Well, Skip, as the guy gets older, he realized that he's closer to the end than the beginning.
Sure.
There's a reason why Kobe tried to fight through all those injuries because he knew his time was nearing.
Yep.
There's a reason why Michael, when he was in his 40s playing, there are games that he shouldn't have played, but he knew he didn't have much time left.
Yep.
So you play through. That's with anybody. There's going to come a time when Kyrie, if he's lucky enough, knock on wood, is going to get there, and all of a sudden he's going to realize man, I wish could have played more games. I wish I had more time.
I totally agree with that, especially for Kyrie.
Yes.
I don't think LeBron's going to have any regrets.
No, he gave it out.
He did. So again, I'm not blaming, condemning. I'm not even criticizing LeBron for saying, yeah, I want to go play.
Right.
Plus, if you're a player, if you're a star, if it's in your blood, if you're born to play basketball, and I mean this in the most positive way, your blood tells you, I need to go play basketball.
Right.
It's who I am,
what I do.
right? It's what I do.
Right.
And Adam Silver said last night on ESPN that we have an obligation to play. We don't want to give the impression that COVID won, you know,
Right.
that COVID beat us, that we have an obligation to society to go out there and do what we do.
Right.
So he said, we put on NBA basketball. They do.
Right.
And it is not a good product. It is a great product. And it just gets better by the dribble.
Yep.
So we get that. And by the way, just to be fair about this, Kyrie's coming from a position of strength because he's not going to play anyway.
That's
he's coming
right.
off surgery.
Yes.
His co-star and best buddy, Kevin Durant, is coming off surgery. They are not going to play.
Right.
So it's easy for them to lead this, especially for Kyrie, to lead this movement.
Right.
But the movement has teeth, and the movement has purpose, and the movement has timing, because now is their time.
Right.
And it's going to put LeBron, to me, in an increasingly awkward position.
Right.
We have not heard a word from LeBron. I told you yesterday, I'm waiting, because when he speaks, I always tell you, I listen.
Well, I think the thing is with LeBron, Skip, he's already spoken. He's made it abundantly clear. He was on the call with Chris Paul and some of the other superstars when they spoke to Adam Silver, when they had Michelle Roberts, who's the head of the Players Association.
Okay, so maybe he's just standing by
Right. He's like,
what he
okay,
said.
look, y'all, you know where I stand.
Yep.
That has not changed.